Hello, Georgetown. Happy Wednesday to you. I hope you had a really good Easter weekend, and hopefully you had a chance to connect with family and friends in ways that aren't typical like we usually do, but hopefully you had a good celebration over this Easter. And we're back with just a few congregational updates for you, and we're just glad to be able to connect in this way.
One of the things that you are receiving with the email that brings this link to you is office bearer information, and we are glad to field a really good team of prospective elders, deacons, and care providers. And you'll have both a picture and a description of answers to questions from each one of these prospective office bearers. And we wanted to show you their names and their faces and their stories early, and we anticipate that within a month or so of us gathering again, we will both affirm and also select names from that cluster of names that you've received today. And just know that this won't be the last time that you see those names and faces. We'll show them to you again closer to when we gather together again.
Another important thing that happens in the life of Georgetown here is Feeding America. And with the current situation, we decided to add an additional week each month of Feeding America food distributions. So we actually had a distribution last night, and it went really well. We changed the format to more of a drive-in style, but there was almost 80 households, almost 80 groups that came through and received food last night. So we're going to be doing that again next week. If you're interested in helping with Feeding America, connect with Juliana, and we'd be glad to receive your help for Feeding America.
We also have a few congregational concerns that we want to name together. We want to publicly express Christian sympathy to Luann and Alex Kaminga in the passing of Luann's father on Easter Sunday morning. He passed about 2 a.m., and remember them in your prayers. Also, Ruth Frickson hopes to have more tests and a consultation this Friday. We want to remember Caitlin Saul, who is hoping that she has blood counts high enough to be able to receive a treatment today. And we also want to remember those in our congregation who are dealing with unemployment and who are struggling with being furloughed right now. Please remember them in your prayers as well.
Some good news. Krista is home from Southeast Asia. She arrived home just recently, and she is kind of self-quarantining for a little while. But if you can find ways to send her some love in the next little while, that would be great. We're glad to welcome her home. She is intending to return again, but now with the situation in the world, she just felt most comfortable being home here.
Another thing we're grateful for, Rick Rosema went into the hospital yesterday having chest pains, wondering if he was going to have to undergo some major procedure. Some tests revealed that he was not having the kinds of heart difficulties that they feared, so he's grateful to be back home again.
So there you have it, a few updates for the life of Georgetown. Be well this week, and we look forward to another worship video on Sunday. And please continue to find ways to connect with each other, show your love to one another, share good and positive stories about people helping and encouraging one another. And it's good to be with you again, Georgetown.
Well, and let's speak into that, Eric, about good stories and positive things that are happening in the life of our congregation. We know that folks are frustrated and aren't always sure where they should go with that. Our encouragement as the body of Christ in this place is not to go to social media with frustrations. That can be a place that bears no good fruit in terms of negative things. We could look around our congregation and find plenty of people who are frustrated with the president and other people who are frustrated with the governor And we know that we are in a diverse congregation and in a diverse community. So if you're engaging in the life of social media, something that I know very little about, but if you're engaging in that world, we want to encourage you to keep it positive. Tell a story about something that's going on in your life or in your neighborhood that's good, that's community building. Tell a story about your church that's working together for Feeding America, or a story that's happened in the life of our body that builds one another up. Tell people about Feeding America distributions. There are plenty of positive things that we could put out that do more to build up not only our church community, but the community around us, to model something of what it means to live the life of resurrection, to live the new life. As a people who live out of Easter, we want to find ourselves moving away from Good Friday. We are an Easter people who live the life of the resurrection. So we want to encourage you to live that abundantly in your own home and also in the wider community. And if you need to, take a break, practice some social distancing from social media. It might be good for your soul. Brothers and sisters, the Lord be with you.